When you set out to tell the story of the music of Twin Peaks, you realize pretty quickly that tracing the origins of the music is more complex than deciphering Part 8. There really is no way to look at just the music of Twin Peaks without taking a look around at what else Lynch and Badalamenti were working on during that time period. The subtitle of this book may be The Sounds of Twin Peaks, but it sure could have been Floating into Wild at Industrial Peaks. Because all of these projects are more intertwined than Scotch tape on Deputy Andy's hands. When it comes to studying the music of Angelo Badalamenti composed under the direction of David Lynch for Twin Peaks, you have to study the genealogy more carefully than Donna Hayward trying to fill out a form at 23andme.com. 4 distinct projects were floating around in Lynch's unified field in 1989, all with a lot of music in them and all connected. I know there are fans of David Lynch's film work who are not fans of Twin Peaks and vice versa, so I break down the 4 major projects he was working on in 1989 and provide a rudimentary explanation in case any of these projects have been forgotten by readers. Floating into the Night. This is an album's worth of songs released by Warner Brothers Records. Lynch wrote the lyrics, Badalamenti wrote the music, and Julie Cruz sang the songs. The album contains 10 tracks and was released in September of 1989. The backing band include Kenny Landrum and Badalamenti on keys, Vinnie Bell on guitar, Eddie Dixon on electric guitar, and Al Regney on sax. Most of the songs were written and recorded in 1988, outside of Mysteries of Love, which was the end credit song for Lynch's 1986 film Blue Velvet. At the beginning of 1989, Lynch was putting the final touches on the album. He believed at that point that the album would be released in April 1989, but after Twin Peaks wrapped in March, Warner Brothers decided to push the release of Floating into the Night to September 1989 to capitalize on the upcoming television series. By the end of the year, the album had been released to the world. It got positive reviews, but had lackluster sales and almost no radio airplay. This would dramatically change in April 1990 when Twin Peaks premiered on television. Industrial Symphony No. 1. Floating into the Night spawned a 2-night live performance at the Brooklyn Academy of Music, which Lynch named Industrial Symphony No. 1, The Dream of the Broken-Hearted. It was performed and filmed in November 1989 and released on home video in 1990. This is a, quote, live performance of the songs from Julie Cruz's album starring Julie Cruz. I use the quotes because the entire performance was lip-synced to recorded tracks. The show began with a filmed monologue between Laura Dern and Nicolas Cage. It also co-starred Michael J. Anderson, the man from Another Place from Twin Peaks, who was on stage as a woodsman and re-performed the beginning Dern-Cage monologue live. At the beginning of 1989, Lynch didn't even know this performance was a possibility, and by the end of the year it was completed, never to be performed again. It was released on VHS and on the Lime box set release in the UK, but has never had a full-on American Blu-ray release. Twin Peaks. As for Twin Peaks, if you've never heard of that project, you've been suckered into buying this audiobook by mistake. And we don't take returns, so you might as well stream the show and then come back and finish listening. The show aired on ABC from April 1990 through June 91. David Lynch wrote the pilot with Mark Frost and directed it, along with a few other episodes through the series' run. Angelo Badalamenti wrote the score for the series, which also used a few tracks from Floating into the Night. The pilot was viewed by over 34 million people, became a cultural phenomenon, and spawned a 1992 feature film titled Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.